Class of 2026, we finally did it! It has been the greatest honor to serve as your student head of school, but even more importantly, to be your sister. Before this year, before becoming a senior and living in Humphrey, I never really heard the bells. I knew they existed, of course, but I never noticed them. And then this year, every single hour through the middle of the night, they rang. And at first, honestly, it was really annoying. I don't know if you've ever heard the bells, but it's really annoying when it's 3 in the morning and you're trying to sleep. And there they were, again. But eventually, I realized something. The bells had always been ringing. I was only finally in the space to hear them. And somewhere between the midnight study sessions, walking back from the hacker, crying over math summatives that somehow earned me an approaching, even though I got the right answer, but because apparently solving the problem wasn't enough, I also needed to write a philosophical reflection on the number itself. But it's okay, Eden, Michelle, I love you. Laughing until we could barely breathe and trying to figure out who we were becoming. Those bells became something else to me. They became a reminder that time was moving. Quietly, constantly, whether I paid attention to it or not. And I began asking myself, how am I spending my time? Who am I becoming? What will remain after the bells stop ringing for us here? Because Miss Porter's school does something strange and beautiful to a person. You arrive here and suddenly everything feels brighter. The grass somehow looks greener. The sun feels warmer than it ever has before. And you walk into this campus believing that you're stepping into a school. But really, you're stepping into a legacy. A legacy of women who believe deeply in the power of women. Women who built spaces where young people like us could grow into ourselves long before the world expected us to. And over time, the people beside you stop becoming classmates and start becoming family. The girls who held your hand failure after failure, who sat beside you in silence when words felt too heavy, who edited your essays at 1 in the morning, and who reminded you who you were when you forgot. We became each other's home. And yes, we received an incredible education here, but not the kind that is measured by grades, awards, or the terrifying realization that collectively our education has cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. We are educated in something far greater. We learned how to know ourselves, how to ask difficult questions, how to speak even when our voice shakes, how to sit in discomfort instead of turning away from it, how to care deeply about the world and the people in it, how to lead with courage, conviction, and compassion. This year, my Porter's education was truly put to the test. In Dr. Quinn's Philosophy of the Good Life class, we wrestled with the question that people have been asking for centuries. What does it mean to live a good and meaningful life? And although people have asked me the answer to that question, I still don't know. I'm sorry, TQ. But I do remember Socrates saying that the unexamined life is not worth living. And I think that one of the greatest gifts that Miss Porter's has given us is the gift of examination, of reflection, of awareness, of learning how to think critically, not only about the world around us, but about ourselves within it. Because now we leave a place and enter a world that is fractured. A world divided by politics, by inequity, by violence, by fear. And if I'm honest with you, that scares me. And maybe some of you feel that way too. But when I hear those bells now, I no longer hear interruption. I hear responsibility. Because time is asking something of us. It's asking us not to waste the education we have been privileged enough to receive. Not to waste our voices, not to waste our compassion, not to waste our ability to change the spaces that we enter. The world does not simply need more successful people. It needs people who listen, people who notice, people who choose humanity when cruelty would be easier, people who make others feel seen, heard, and valued. And I believe that this class is filled with those people. So class of 2026, wherever life takes you, I hope that you listen for the bell. Listen for the moments calling you to be brave. Listen for the moments asking you to slow down and reflect. Listen for the moments reminding you that time is precious and who you become matters far more than any title that you could hold. And maybe one day, years from now, in the middle of some ordinary night, you will hear a bell ring somewhere, and it'll bring you back here, back to this place, back to these people, back to the girls who became your sisters. And you will remember for a brief moment in time, we were here together, and what a beautiful sound that was.